Okay, hey, because of a few clients requesting to have the thumb analogy to repeat and revisit, I decided to make a quick video. So here's for you. It's called the thumb analogy, and it's really just a concept that helps you untangle those negative beliefs about yourself when you see the world and yourself in this negative way. And so we call it the thumb analogy because here's the basic concept. There are so many parts of me. I have so many parts, and the thumb is just one part. And we pose the question, what would it take for you to be constantly obsessing about your thumb? You would never introduce yourself as, hey, hi, I'm thumb, right? But in order to have that concept of that position of just continually thinking about your thumb and not thinking about all the other parts of you, what would have to happen? What would have had to happen to my thumb to be thinking about it nonstop? So this is where we introduce the idea that the pain of your thumb is what would actually make you think about it all the time. You might have hit it with a hammer, you might have cut it. I had one client say that you could cut your thumb off and there'd be like this loss of thumb, and surely if I was missing my thumb completely, that would make me think about my thumb. So it's still pain over a substantial amount of time. It makes that movement go from, I have so many parts of me, to all I can think about is my thumb. Okay, so that's how we introduce this concept, and we use these two boxes to help you understand other areas of your life where you're doing this, not specifically with your body, but with your feelings. So that pain over time, which I put right here, that pain plus that time, I hope that's not flipped backwards for you, but if it is, bear with it, moves your feelings in your brain to identify that that's just who I am. So in other words, and I'm gonna write this, so I'm sorry if I bounce you around, but in other words, I feel bad. If I feel bad and it hurts long enough over time, our brain translates it to self-identification of I am bad, which are two very different things, don't you agree? And so when these over time this is why I put this tangled mess, they get meshed together, and it's really hard to separate our feelings from who we are, especially regarding negative feelings about ourselves. And so what I would like to suggest is initially you actually write down at the end of the day, or if you're feeling an overwhelming amount of negative energy about yourself, negative definition about yourself, you actually separate those back out into two boxes. So as homework, you get a piece of paper out, you get a pen, you write I feel is over here. I am, and I feel. So let me give you an example. So you literally write this down. Later on, you can just do it in your mind, but we need to start practicing this. So let me give you an example of my own. A few weeks back, I have a kind of a negative interaction with one of my kiddos, and teenager, of course. And at the end of that negative interaction, I yell. I say something that I don't want coming out of my mouth and out of volume as a mother of a child I love. But I was really at my end's wit, and that's what happened. Well, laying in bed later that evening, and this gets meshed together because this has happened before, my judgments about my parenting, and there's pain over it, and it gets meshed together, and I think I'm the worst mother. I'm a horrible mother. And many parents have had this feeling, I'm ruining them, right? I'm a horrible mother. So then I do this, I take a pen out, I write my two boxes, because when I'm working from a space of I'm a horrible mother, I cannot show up in the world like I want to. In fact, my parenting actually gets worse. So I need to separate those. So we separate, when I am is here, we separate according to roles. You can add some positive things later, but right now I just want you to put a role. So in this situation, I am can become like, I am a human, I am a person, I am a friend. In this case, I am a mother, I am a mom who feels what? Well, who feels disappointed in the way I handle that, who feels scared of my relationship between my son after having that interaction. I am a mother who feels these feelings. I'm not a horrible mother. I am a mother who feels horrible about that interaction. And as we separate that, we can get it clearer, and we can have some more compassion about just being a human being. And then what that allows is, as those clear up, then as that mother role, I can show up in ways that are more aligned with, that are more closely aligned with my value system of how I want to be as a mother. It gives some self-compassion, some grace for how we make mistakes as humans. And then it also gives us more clarity around how we want to show up, and maybe even more ability to show up in that way. And so this can be all your different roles. There's things like this that you define yourself as this negative person. I am stupid. No, I am a human being who feels dumb about my choice in that situation. And then hopefully more, I am a human being who feels sad, disappointed, nervous about how that situation went down. So hopefully that helps. And again, over time, that mess of a ball, separating it out specifically with a pen and paper, as we practice those new thoughts, it can untangle those narratives. By the way, many of those narratives, which we even laid down by other people, but that's a whole nother video. Those, as we separate those two, then we can, over time, be able to just even do it in our mind. I will say that there are times where I have those emotions and self-identification, and I hear that negative voice say that thing in my mind, and I'll just, boom, picture two squares or rectangles, separate it out, and increase that compassion and increase the ability for me to show up in the way that I truly value and want to be. So I hope that helps. There it is. I said it was going to be quick, a little bit longer than I thought. Feel free to ask me any questions.